Coming up on the WAC Podcast, several athletes made themselves known at the NCAA Outdoor Track and Field Championships, jumping their way to first-team All-American status. We'll speak with the freshman Prestina Ochonogor about her experience. Plus, a former WAC Player of the Year continues to chase an NBA championship. And it's the best time of the year. Our WAC SAC reps met in person here at the conference office. We'll tell you about the fun and impactful community service next. Hello and welcome into the WAC Podcast. I'm your host, Kendra Sheehan, and it's official. The 24-25 school year has come to an end, and what a year it was for our WAC athletes. From the fall to the winter to the spring, so many accomplishments, and our league was well represented at the NCAA Outdoor Track and Field Championships. That was held this past weekend in Oregon. We had several first-team All-Americans, several second-team All-Americans. So impressive what they've been able to do throughout their careers here in the WAC. We'll start with those first-teamers. Valentine Soka from California Baptist placed fourth in the 5K. Kelsey Oldroyd from Utah Valley placed 8th in the javelin. We had Prestina Ochonogor from Tarleton State. She participated in the high jump. We'll get a chance to talk to her in this next segment about her experience as well as how she came to Tarleton in the first place. Lokesh, her fellow high jumper from Tarleton, also is a first-team All-American. Several second-team All-Americans as well. Asia Hughes from Southern Utah. She was in the high jump. Victoria Cameron, we got a chance to speak with her last week. She participated in the 100-meter dash and the women's 4x100. So the Tarleton's 4x100 meter relay team also earned second-team All-American status. And then the Utah Valley men's 4x100 meter relay also earned second-team All-American status. So congratulations to all of those athletes on representing our league well.
Sacramento State, the number 1 seed, gets the job done.
Looking at some other news around the WAC, baseball, the College World Series is still going on. Unfortunately, no WAC teams do remain, but Sacramento State's Cade Brown did come up with some postseason accolades. He earned third-team All-American honors. That was from the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. He was a pitcher. He's the only representative from the WAC who's on the list. He had 14 saves on the year. That put him second in the Hornets' all-time record list for single-season saves. And he was a big part of the reason that Sacramento State clinched a share of the regular season championship. And with the end of the year, that also means the Commissioner's Cup. The standings have officially been finalized for the 24-25 school year. Grand Canyon once again at the top, total of 116.8 points, followed by Utah Valley, then Tarleton State, Abilene Christian, California Baptist, UT Arlington, Seattle U, Southern Utah, and Utah Tech rounding out the poll. And that goes for the sports from this year. Different point totals are added for how many team victories in Grand Canyon. What a year they had. So much success in the WAC. And with the end of one season, of course, we have to start looking towards the fall. And so that means new hires. We have a new soccer officials coordinator in Ryan Sigich. He's the coordinator for the Big 12. He's also a regional assigner for the NCAA. Now, this comes after Paul Scott announced his retirement last season. In professional news, the NBA Finals, they're continuing. Oklahoma City Thunder currently leads the series now 3-2. Game 7 coming up this Sunday, and we're looking at Pascal Siakam, the Pacers forward, who was the WAC Player of the Year back in 2016. He was a guy that led our league in points per game, rebounds per game, blocks per game. He also dropped 28 points in the Pacers' loss on Monday, so we're looking forward to cheering him on as he chases an NBA championship. Game 7 this Sunday. And it's the most magical time of the year. It's not the holidays at the WAC office. It's our in-person SAC meetings. We love when our SAC reps get the opportunity to come here to Arlington, see our conference office, and also get to interact with some of our staff members here. It's a once-a-year type of thing. We truly look forward to it each and every year. That just happened this past week. We had 3 full days of fun starting on Monday. Tuesday. So on Monday, it was a town hall with our commissioner, Rebecca Ray, and UT Arlington's athletic director, John Fagg. And so that was a question and answer segment where the student athletes could ask Rebecca Ray or John Fagg any questions with the NCAA House settlement coming down. There's a lot of questions right now going on in college athletics. The college athletics landscape continues to change, and so an opportunity for our SAC reps to also interact with some of our WAC staff employees as well. Each of them were able to make a presentation and talk a little bit about what they do on a day-to-day basis, and so that's just a cool opportunity there. And of course, Tuesday, we always want to get our student athletes involved in some community service. Arlington has been a great host site for lots of our WAC championships, and also, of course, our home office being here, the headquarters being in Arlington. And so they had the opportunity to go to Habitat for Humanity, Restore, and volunteer there. They were able to organize different boxes, different home improvement items. So this is a place where residents of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex can come. They can buy used and discounted items for their homes. People can also donate there. And so it's a big warehouse. There's a lot that needs to be done. They're always looking for volunteers. And so our SAC reps really did a nice job buying into that and helping organize some things just to make that easier for those employees, and so that they can continue to help the DFW families in whatever areas that they need. And then, of course, we always like to have some fun. So the athletes went over to Top Golf and tested out who had the best swing out of the group, and that was a ton of fun. And then Wednesday is our glorified media day. So each of our SAC reps get the opportunity to have their pictures taken, to get some fresh new headshots, and film some segments as well. We did some interviews, getting to know each of our reps a little bit better. And then, of course, some fun video board content. We had some fun. We did some cup stacking. We played some Jinx games. For that, you'll see all that content rolling out throughout the year. We also will have a chance to speak with the new WAC-SAC president, Alexis Bull from UT Arlington. She was part of the volleyball team. Fortunately, she was injured, but she was a part of that team that won last year and went to the NCAA tournament. So later on this summer, we'll get a chance to hear from her about what her goals are and her journey that led her to be the WAC-SAC president. So even though it's summer, we still got a lot going on here at the WAC office. It's been a ton of fun, and we're getting ready for a brand new year. First, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, it's Prestina Ochonogor. You do not want to miss this segment coming up next. Welcome back to the WAC Podcast. I'm Kendra Sheehan, now joined by Tarleton State freshman Prestina Ochonogor. And what a weekend you had. You got to represent the Texans at the NCAA Outdoor Track and Field Championships. And for a freshman, an awesome experience to put yourself on the national stage. Take me through that weekend and how it went from your lens.
Okay, let me start from when I first came here, I was kind of finding it a little bit difficult to kind of adapt to, the weather, everyone here. But my family, I had to call them. I was like, I'm stressed out. I was like calling everyone back home, like, I don't know, it's just kind of different. But they were like, it's fine. Well, you just have to stay like amount of time. You'll be able to like fit in with the rest. So just chill out. I was like, okay. So from there, I started interacting with the coaches. Though everyone here was friendly, was good. Well, I love let me not say some of them. I love like every one of them I met here. They were good, they were kind, and they were like fun to talk with. So training with them was pretty easy. Though I started competing with them, wasn't what I wanted, but coming in just coming in to the United States as the first time. So I just have to like adapt to it. Then from there, I guess everything will fall in place. So that was like it was for me when I first came. But my last meet here, though, I had this urge of doing something good, like creating a PB for myself. A lot of like hopes on me, but I don't know. I can say that. But all I say, I was faithful to God, because being able to be at the finals, it wasn't easy. Like, it wasn't easy. I was just jumping, smiling. What's just going? I just kept seeing myself smiling, though I wasn't getting what I wanted, but I just tell myself, keep going, the big smile on my face. Oh,
And I mean, what an awesome experience. I know you mentioned it obviously wasn't your best performance. Your third jump was your best, 6.41 meters, but just getting a chance to be there. And you mentioned, some of the athletes that you've been able to bond with this past year. You had a couple Tarleton State Texans there with you. Take me through that experience of getting to share that. You had Lokesh in the men's long jump with you. Just getting to share that with some of your new friends from the year.
okay. When I first came in, I met Ashante. Yeah, coach kind of introduced me to Ashante and Kai. Though they were good, they were awesome. Yeah, definitely. When I came, they had to pick me sometimes because I couldn't find my way around, but they had to like come pick me up, drop me, pick me, drop me. Sometimes I might just tell them, don't worry, I'll find my way. If I can't, I'll just give you a call so you can pick me. So they was like, okay, no problem. From then, I couldn't train with them for like 1 week. So when I went to the gym, they were like, Christina, when are you going to resume? I was like, sure, next week you'll see me. They're like, okay. I had to go with them. Sometimes I just go watch them train. I don't train with them. I just go watch them. So the following week when I resumed practice, though it was a little bit different from how I trained back then in Nigeria. But you know, meeting like sweet souls in the team, it was great because when we're training, they just give those vibes. Like you just want to train as if, like I felt like as if living in Nigeria, I felt like I found another home, which was a little bit different, but same thing entirely. So we started training, we started pushing each other, me, Kai, Ashanti. We talk during practice, but sometimes they just see me. I like giving my all when I'm in training. I don't like being distracted when I'm in practice. From there, I met Sophia. Definitely, Sophia is a sweet soul. She smiles. Even though she's angry, she smiles. So I was just staring at her. I was like, no, no, she's not a bad person now. She was good. I like talking to her every time. She's just like, oh, I look like that's Sophia. She has this sweet soul that she just want to make everyone smile, even though they are sad. So after that, I met Sir. Sir was good. The man always being on his own. He's always on his own side, which wasn't so bad. So I met Lukesh. Yeah, me and Lukesh we're not so close, but we're friends from then. We talk sometimes. We just talk, but most especially in here, I got more attached to the ladies than the men. Yeah, because the ladies they have this like I should have put the words like we always are together. We train together. We talk like we vibe in one on one. Sometimes I just love the jumpers here. They are so great. Like for me, I haven't trained outside other than my coach that trained me in Nigeria, Kayode Yaya. I haven't. But him bringing me in here because he trusts the process. So if he does trust the process, I do also trust the process, which he said I should train with Bobby Carter, which we see everything has been going smoothly. We've been blending well. So training here with the team was so great. It's great for me. So nothing really bad.
And of course, yeah, you got to have the girlhood with the jumpers, everyone there supporting each other. I'm glad that you found a home here. And as you look at, your journey coming from Nigeria, how for those international student athletes, how did you find Tarleton State? How did Bobby Carter and his squad land on your map and as a place that you wanted to come and compete for?
Okay. It all started when I was in Nigeria. My coach asked me if I was ready, and I told him I wasn't ready. I haven't found no school yet. And he was like, he knows someone who can train me just the way he does. And I was like, anything choose, I'm in. Yeah. Yeah. So when he told me about Coach Carter, yeah, Coach Carter was in Arizona. When he told me about him, I was like, Coach, I have nothing to say. As long as you trust him, like if you train me the way you does train me, I have no problem with it. So I got signed when I got signed at Arizona, but in the couple of weeks, I heard that Coach Carter was in Tarleton State. I was like, it doesn't matter if the school was big or not. I just want performance for me. Yeah. My coach said, it's fine. It's okay. He's a good coach. He's going to train me well. So there's nothing for me to be worried, like to think about. I was like, okay, no problem. So when I kind of like checked the school, it wasn't so big because I'm not this kind of person. I'm not in for big names. No. I just want a place where I can train and perform, which my coach said, yeah, Coach Kata is a great person. He will train me well and he will bring the best out of me. I was like, okay, no problem. So when I got here, okay, before that, it was like, if I really wanted a school, I was like, I have no words. Like, I'm always telling him that anything choose, I'm in. As long as he knows the best. So I can't like, I can't say nothing in it because I trust this process. So when me and Coach Carter, sorry, we were talking, little by little. So he brought me here. When he brought me here, the first week was not really so good for me. It was so cold. So, but I didn't do nothing that week, just running tests on and on.
You say
So
it was cold when you first got there?
yeah, really
Okay.
cold. Like I was freezing, like so cold. But it was okay. After a couple of weeks, it was getting warm and warm. So that was how it was for me. And Coach Kata has been an amazing coach ever since then. Yeah, I can say for sure. Like we've been, let me not say I haven't, like training outside my own coach back there in Nigeria is a little bit different for me. But Coach Carter, he understands me coming here because sometimes he asks me, like, like and how will I say, like a coach watching in for his own athletes to make sure that she's doing well, she's okay. It was like we coming together. Like every time he tells me when to come for practice, if I'm comfortable with the time. So it's just that, like, it's been good so far, for what I can say.
And you mentioned, of course, when you first got to Stephenville, it was cold. But what were your initial expectations when you first got on campus? What were you thinking it was going to be like? And then did that match what actually
Okay.
happened when you first got there?
Yeah, because I got here in the middle of the ninth year. So during the morning, I was like, I couldn't come out. I said I was not gonna come out, trust me.
What was the
Because-
temperature? Do you remember?
no, no, I'm not sure I remember the temperature when I came because it was so cold. Like I had to wear two hoodies. Like who does that? Me. When I came, I had to wear two hoodies. And I was like, oh my God. It's so like I told him I was not gonna come out. If he wants, he can just call me and tell me anything he wants. Because it's also like it isn't this cold back there in Nigeria. No. Yeah, the temperature there is so warm. When it rains, it's not so cold. But when I got here, no. That was me. It was so cold. Like I was, oh boy. Like he didn't tell me it was going to be this cold. No. I thought it was going to be so warm. From the warm, no, you have to go for the cold then. But gradually I kind of adapt to the weather. It wasn't so bad after all. So,
Did you have enough like winter clothes to get you through, or did you have to get
no,
some
I
jackets for some
didn't.
Texans gear?
Yeah, I didn't have enough because I wasn't planning like when I just got here, it's gonna be so cold. No. But thanks to my spot mom, she has to like bring some sweaters for me. It's so wow. So that was I got through it.
And even looking at Stephenville as a whole, it's a wonderful college town. I've gotten the opportunity to visit quite a few times. How is the size of Stephenville compared to where you're from in Nigeria? Is it similar? Are you from a smaller town, or was it a lot smaller than where
Okay.
you're used to?
Okay, what I can say, Stephenville is small. It's not big like back there in Nigeria. Because, kind of going around it, not that I've actually gone round it, But the couple of places where I've been to, I feel Nigeria is kind of bigger than Stephenville. So, but I like it here as it's small. It's small, so it's good. Not so big, but it's good for me.
Hey, and you said, you'll find your way around. Was there ever any moment where, Coach Carter had said like, "Hey, let's meet here," and maybe you didn't know where to go or had trouble finding it at first?
Yeah, yep. Sometimes I just have to call him coach. I don't know. I don't know my way there. He was like, because when he came, he was like, you have to use the map. I said, coach, even if I use the map, I still can't find my way there. So sometimes he had to come by and pick me, take me to the places which I want to be. So it's a little bit easy for me.
He's a coach, he's a chauffeur. He gets you where you need to be.
On time.
On time, of course. And looking at the WAC Indoor Track and Field Championships, also you had huge success. You broke our meet record, the facility record, the school record there. Take me through. I mean, that was your first real collegiate championship, and you did fantastic. How were you able to attack that championship?
Okay, when I first came in though, I didn't train much before competing. I always have this mindset of when you're at the track or when you're at a meet, you are there for a purpose. You ain't just there just to play and go back. You have to do something. Like actually, it's just like when you're there, you have to do something to make people like kind of see that you did something. So when I came there, when I did my first runway, I told Coach Carter that, Coach, this is different for what I've been doing. Like the runway, everything was so different. It was really tough at the first time, but Coach Carter was always saying, if you trust the process, you're gonna get it. And I was like, yeah, I do trust the process. So when I did my first three jumps, I didn't like it wasn't what I was expecting. But coach was like, you have to stay calm and do something. I had to call my coach back there in Nigeria. I was like, Coach, I don't know what's wrong right now. I don't know what's going on with me. But I was like, just Prestina, be calm and do what you, but because he's always telling me that you can do better than what you are doing. So I was like, yes, sir. And he just like, just go jump. So when I jumped, I saw the mic. I was like, okay, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. The first time I was like, oh God, but it was way different jumping in Nigeria than jumping here. Because, kind of like we jumpers, we are like raising the claps, people cheering you up. So when I saw everyone was so like really dull for me. Yeah, they were super dull for me. And I was like, I had to shout my teammate's name, Jasmine, that they should like kind of, I wasn't jumping, but they had to cheer someone that was jumping. So when I cheered, they were clapping. So the vibe came. So it was just kind of flowing the way I wanted. So that was it was for me. Yeah. 666. I don't know,
So
but
you kind of started the clapping and getting everyone excited because that's
yeah.
what you're used to in Nigeria. I've heard it several times at the indoor track and field championships. I was on the call there for that championship, and so that had to be a really cool moment where just getting your teammates together and helping elevate each other.
Mhm.
And when you look at your past, you had the opportunity to represent your country in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Tell me about that experience and what that was like.
Okay. First of all, it was like my coach was Coach Carter. Sorry, my bad. Coach Kayode, yeah. So we went for a meet. So on our way back, he was talking to me that he knows that I'm gonna make the Olympics. And I was like, I don't know. Let's go. It's like anything God's words for me. I'm good. So on our way back from the meet, I think he got a message and he was like, he sent it, he told me and he was like, Prestina, I think you made it. I was speechless for it. Like, I was like, oh God. Was it true? Well, he said, be calm. We don't know yet. Let the results come out. We know if you're in. So when the results came out, everyone was excited. Everyone was happy I made it. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. It has happened. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. So when the time came for us to travel to Paris, yeah, we had to train. We have to stop in Germany to train. Yeah, we did a lot of training before the Paris meet. So when it was the time for the day of the game, I don't know. Like my coach has always told me, like, have fun, no pressure, don't be tensed. They are my seniors, of course. I was excited jumping with like the big people up there because seeing different kind of like pro athletes, I was like, yeah, see some here, I can be one. So my coach was like, going through always giving me this hope not to look at myself like I'm this little girl. If I can make it here, then something big is coming. I was like, yes, sir. So on the day I was jumping, I was like, I looked around. I had to see different faces looking at me. I was like, oh God. I don't know, but before going, I just had to look at my coaches first, yeah, because he's the one I'm staying right now, not the crowd. I felt like it was just too big, the crowd. That was the first time me like competing that kind of a crowd, everyone watching me. And I was happy and excited to be there though, but before going for the jump, I was a little bit tense, shaky, but I just have to like, no, Prestina, you came for a reason and you're here for a purpose. Don't be carried away. So my first jump, I jumped, it wasn't what my coach was expecting. But for me, just being there is a super big one for me. Like, yeah. Because I wish I didn't make it like being in Nigeria. If they asked me if I was gonna find myself there, I would say no. Like if I was expecting, but it just kind of happened, like it just happened. I was happy. I made it to the finals. Even making it to the finals was a huge one for me. Yeah. Because having different people competing with, I can't even say I was gonna be in the software, but I didn't know I even made it to the finals. So it was when my coach told me, I was like, "Ah." So I can say like I can see myself there right now.
And were you able to, take your coach's advice and make sure you soaked in the moment and had some fun?
Yeah, I did because I know if I wasn't able to take some of his words, I'm not sure I was gonna be there. Like my coach has been with me like since I started sports, he has been with me. Like my two coaches back there in Nigeria, they like always checking up on me, make sure I'm doing the right thing. Probably when I'm not doing the right thing, they have to scold me sometimes and bring me back. So that moment was a big one for me. Yeah. Huge.
Oh, I'm sure you'll never forget it. And obviously, plenty more hopefully in store for you. Is what does this next couple months look like as you continue training? How much off time do you get? Will you get to go back home? Take me through what your summer looks like before another school year starts.
Okay, like for now, mm, I have summer classes which I'm to take in person. So I just had like 1 week to rest, then come back to the track. When my coach said 1 week, I was like, 1 week? And I was like, yeah, you have to come back because I have to go back. Like I have a meet back there in my country. So I have to be in track to train to be able to compete at the next competition. Though the first, like when my summer started, I was like, it was so boring staying in my room. Yeah, but I really like staying in my room because I don't like going out. No, because my coach trained me in the way that your rest is compulsory. You don't take it for granted. So I'm always in my room catching my rest. I know when I'm supposed to be out, I'm supposed to be out. When I'm supposed to be in, I'm supposed to be in. So every time I get this little moment, I rest. I had to rest my legs because my legs is actually the one helping me in my work. So this summer is gonna be great because after my nationals in Nigeria, I pray that I make it to the World Champs. After the World Champs, from there we'll know what's next because we can't predict no. I just say heads up, you don't know what's coming, but you have to face it. So that's it for me this summer. After my nationals, hopefully I pray I make it to the World Champs. Then I'll know what's next from there. So
Awesome. Well, Prestina, it was really great to catch up with you. Wishing you best of luck at nationals and hoping you get a chance to compete at worlds. And then we'll see you next year or whatever else is in store for you. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
thank you very much.